My next patron question is from Shockwave, who would like to know about the iconography of a certain theme park. I remember being excited to go to Universal Studios Orlando when I was a kid, and I had fun with the 4D dark rides like the Simpsons ride, the Shrek ride, and the Transformers ride. But now that I'm an adult, I began to notice something. So many of Universal Studios theme park attractions, meet and greets, stores, restaurants, etc. that I went to were mostly based on IPs Universal does not own. That biggest attraction back in 2017 was the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and everyone knows that film series is owned by Warner Brothers. The Transformers ride and the SpongeBob store in Orlando and the Bubba Gump restaurant in Universal Studios Hollywood are based on Paramount Pictures movies and a Nickelodeon show. Not to mention the Marvel and Simpsons attractions and rides still at Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood as I'm writing this to you, despite them being owned by Disney. So what I'm trying to say is, how is Universal able to build attractions, rides, etc. based on films and shows they don't really own? It is interesting how theme park licensing works, as even in cases like Disney and Universal, where they have their own intellectual properties, they'll sometimes license movies and shows produced by other companies to build rides if they think they have potential and will draw in a crowd. Shockwave mentioned Universal, but Disney has also done this, especially since the mid-80s. Michael Eisner had just come from Paramount, where he formed a relationship with George Lucas on the first few Indiana Jones movies. That's what led to Lucas, who's reportedly a big Disneyland fan, allowing Disney to make rides based on Star Wars and Indiana Jones long before he sold Lucasfilm to them. Meanwhile, the extraterrestrial alien encounter attraction at the Magic Kingdom was originally conceived as a ride based on the Alien movies produced by 20th Century Fox. Reportedly, because those movies were rated R, Disney rejected that proposal, and the Imagineers just slightly tweaked it into an original attraction. And recently, even before they bought Fox, Disney worked with James Cameron to create an Avatar land at Animal Kingdom. However, most Disney attractions are still based on in-house properties, while Universal is more varied. Tony Goldmark even humorously pointed this out in his Simpsons ride video.
Disney is the beautiful, pure, perfect Princess Molly Ringwald, while Universal...
I'm a nymphomaniac.
...gets in bed with any intellectual property that'll have it, including ones Disney buys out! And lately, it's gotten so depressed that it's decided to just stay in and play video games. Then it slaps its own logo on a park with all that stuff, as if to say, yeah, but they're really Universal movies. They were all made on planet Earth, right? And that's us, so they're ours.
Tony also points out a little later that when Universal hits upon a successful movie, they do make it a priority to turn it into an attraction, including E.T., Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Despicable Me, The Secret Life of Pets, The Fast and the Furious, and The Mummy. However, when you have other studios interested in having rides based on their movies, I'm sure Universal appreciates the added weight of having their intellectual properties bring in guests. You also have to consider that Disney and Universal are the only movie studios who currently have theme parks in North America. Paramount used to have theme parks, but when Viacom and CBS split in 2005, CBS retained the parks and then sold them to Cedar Fair. Warner Brothers has long had an association with Six Flags, including even outright owning them for a while, and still licenses some of their characters to the parks. MGM, of course, used to have its name on the Disney MGM Studios theme park in Florida, but that connection no longer exists, and it's now Disney Hollywood Studios. Meanwhile, 20th Century Fox and Sony Pictures never had theme parks in North America, though I guess 20th Century technically does now. So it makes sense why, if they see theme park attraction potential, they will turn to either Disney or Universal, or even in some cases, Disney and Universal will go to them. For example, the idea to create an Avatar land at the Disney parks came from Bob Iger and former Disney Park chairman Tom Staggs. The Men in Black ride also originated with the folks at Universal rather than Sony, although the movie being executive produced by Steven Spielberg, who's provided several movie-based rides to Universal Studios, probably also helped get the ball rolling. Spielberg is also an executive producer on the Transformers movies. As for Harry Potter, both Disney and Universal are very interested in developing attractions centered on that boy wizard and his magical school, meeting with J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers to negotiate for the rights. In the end, they went with Universal. So that's how a lot of these licensing theme park deals seem to come about. The theme park sees something as popular with the public and then negotiate a deal with the rights owners to use them. And this is obviously not unique to Disney and Universal. Charles Schultz's Peanuts characters have been licensed to Knott's Berry Farm for several decades now. If these theme park companies feel this interest, they'll make a deal even with a different company to build that ride. Thank you for your question, Shockwave.